are incrementally back half weighted. That is kind of the tough part. There's going to be a little bit of a pause here in 2Q, but underlying that, if we look at the strong parts of the business, which is brand engagement, the traffic of those core, regular guests, the opportunity to get in the less often or kind of the more occasional guest through access and awareness, there's a lot of strength and a lot to be played with here going into the back half of the year, and that's what's really getting everyone excited as we think about maybe some softer numbers here, particularly on say the mix piece that you mentioned in China. There's still a very strong opportunity to grow units here over the next 3, 4, 5, 10+ years. So again, maybe a little bit of good balanced with a little bit of softer than expected, but the underlying strength here, that's what people are really seeing, looking through some of the noise and finding a way and really seeing a way where the brand can continue to engage with consumers and really help build out the coffee occasion, particularly in China, where, I mean, the average per capita consumption is something along the lines of 12 cups per year versus Japan at 200 and obviously the US close up to 400. So there's a really long-term opportunity at play here.
I do want to get to the US because that's obviously where, that they're the meat and potatoes of the money they're bringing. But just in terms of China, is there no concern that just Luckin is going from strength to strength? And, even if we're talking about, just what their drinking habits are, is it going to displace tea's importance in China? Who knows? They sell tea anyway. But are you not worried about Luckin really putting the stranglehold on Starbucks or any other number of potential competitors, even, an upshoot like a Tim Hortons or something?
Sure. No, there's going to be a lot of competition. That is for sure. At the end of the day, I think the point here is that Starbucks does this elevated coffee experience really well. They know how to do it. They've done this in other countries. And so this playbook is really well refined. There's going to be room for a lot of coffee players over time, particularly in China. But this elevated experience that Starbucks is known for, which doesn't necessarily mean expensive, but again, it's all about the overall coffee culture, the coffee experience. That's going to take the longer term to really build out. And so in the meantime, we will see the coffee environment and the coffee market in China meaningfully evolve. It's not going to look anything like it does today. So I think that ultimately means that there's a lot of room for a lot of players and a long game here to be played.
Okay, if it's a long game, how much of a risk premium do you put on? Okay, and I'm not asking you to get in any way, shape, or form political, but if we were to see former President Trump become president again, there's been a lot of chatter about the prospective tariffs. We've seen what's happening in something that could be considered not as severe when we had the Fukushima water release and what happened to a number of Japanese retailers that were boycotted in China. Do you think that Starbucks is at risk of a similar kind of action? Should we have a rehashing of the further tensions between the US and China on the trade front in that scenario?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, a lot to be determined there, but at the end of the day, I think size and scale are going to prevail and really be on Starbucks' side. At the end of the day, Starbucks has also really implanted itself within the culture and the coffee culture within China. So I think that gives it at least a little bit of an edge. I mean, this idea and this topic of deglobalization is one that has been unfolding for the last couple of years. So, I mean, in any way, shape, or form this could go. But I think that at the very least, Starbucks is in a decent position to be able to make the best of it.